On today's show, we talk about Jade Cargill. She's finally turned heel. What does that mean? What does that mean for her career? Where's she been? Where's she going? Let's get into it. Welcome to WWA Wrestling with Adversity. This is the Kickout Show, and today we're talking about Jade Cargill. She's recently turned heel. What an amazing moment, I think, for her career. This could be brilliant. We go all the way back. We go back to her being a basketball player at Jacksonville University, an athlete, a model. She puts in the effort. She puts in the grind. She's got kids. This woman holds no... This woman is unstoppable. Now, I know she gets a lot of hate. She gets a lot of criticism. The first time I seen her was on AEW. I think she debuted back in 2020. She had the longest TNA women's reign, over 500 days. I think it was 508. She looked menacing. She's athletic. Everything about her screams superstar. And when I was watching back then, I didn't really have any doubts. I thought she was intimidating on the mic. I thought she was intimidating in the ring. I thought she looked great. She looked like the full package. And as soon as I heard WWE come in for her, I thought, wow, this could be really interesting. I'm thinking Charlotte Flair. I'm thinking when she gets up there, she's going to dominate. But when she's gone up there, then I think she's been maybe exposed a little. Maybe her lack of in-ring ability, maybe a lack of mic skills was shown up more. It's funny because I didn't notice it before, but it was really shown up. And then what happens is there's a pressure with going to the biggest company in the world, isn't there? With that pressure, then comes mistakes. And mistakes in WWE aren't just little mistakes that you can get past. They're all over the internet. They're in the community straight away, aren't they? Botches. We see her making mistakes off the top rope, making mistakes in the match with finishers and stuff like that. And it's really difficult then to make your way back from that. There's other wrestlers that have suffered from that. So I think it's so incredible for her tenacity and her grind to go away, to get taught by the best in the industry, to put in that grind, to put in that effort and improve her skills. Now, I'm still not saying she's the finished package, a long way short, but I think she's getting better. And I always said, as soon as she came into WWE, I wondered why they made her face straight away. She smashed the heel gimmick in AEW. And WWE made a face, and it just, I don't know, it didn't fit for me. I think it's easier to disguise or cover up certain areas if you're a heel, because you can get away with not finishing matches. You can get away with cheating and those kind of things, and it kind of masks stuff. But being a face, having to do it proper and legit, yeah, it showed her up, but I'm sure she's learnt from that. She's got the battle scars to prove that she's gone out there, big events, big main events. She's wrestling backstage, getting trained. She's really improving. And then this is her moment, I think, to be able to come out of this. I thought the storyline was good, where she was the one turned on, her, Bianca Belair, and Naomi. But I always thought she would have been the better person. She would have been the better person to be the heel, come out of that, the baddie. She's so intimidating, I think. She looks fantastic and intimidating, athletic, and she's just going to be great at being a heel, I think. And I hope WWE don't drop the ball this time. I know a lot of people moan. I know they say like she's getting chances that maybe other people should get. But I think sometimes when someone has potential, you're going to let a lot of more stuff go because you want to see them realise that potential. There's lots of other wrestlers that, you know, they get released or they're floating around and then they get moved backstage, and it's just they don't see money in that wrestler. But I think WWE really sees money in Jade Cargill. So today I wanted to talk about how incredibly difficult it is to be criticised, to be put down, to be shamed, for everyone to be talking about you in a negative light. It's all over the internet, and then you have to smile and go about your day and live with your family, with all this criticism and judgment out there. And I find that we all have that kind of judgment in us. We will walk around the shops, or we'll go out with friends and we're judging people, and we're picking on their clothing or their hairstyle or their makeup or something like that. And that really, what that does is it sets us up for living in a judgmental world. We then live in a way that, because we're judging, we think we're being judged, and then it can lead to things like anxiety about going out. It's having to have the best clothes, or kids having to spend money on trainers that they can't really afford. Lots of different things like that crop up, and it becomes a negative mindset that you will fall into, because you want other people then to fail, or you want them to feel as low as how you feel. And it's like this echo chamber online of people criticizing and judging, and yet they're sitting at home doing nothing themselves. Like, let's put you on the pedestal. Let's have a look at you and your life and your choices. Where are you at with all the decisions that you've made? Because you're obviously fucking perfect, sitting behind your laptop and your phone. Now, I'm not criticizing people that are struggling in life. What I'm saying is, let's all look inward first. What am I doing? How am I getting on? If I need help, reach out for help. If I need to put in a bit more effort, if I need to look after my physical health or my mental health, I need to go for that. It's about me first. And that's not selfish, that's critical. You've got to look after you first, then go up and raise other people up, and you'll notice that comes back to you. You'll go out one day, you'll help an old lady across the street, or you'll help somebody reach something in a supermarket. And what does that do for you? It raises your pride and your self-worth. What does criticizing do? Dragging people down all the time, judging them all the time. And then there's people like Jade out there. I don't know her personally. I'm not saying she's a good person or whatever. I'm just talking on the surface. This woman is putting in effort. It takes effort to look like that constantly. It takes effort to turn up all the time, especially when you've got responsibilities and kids. It takes effort to go out there in front of the world and have those negative feelings that you're shaking, butterflies, that, oh, what if it goes wrong? I know I'm going to get hammered, rather than being able to go out there and enjoy her dream. And then she knows one little mistake, it's going to get splattered all over the internet and get shamed and dragged down. So what I'm saying is, it's okay to point out if a wrestler isn't doing it right, or they're not at the level that they should be. But we can do that in a more encouraging way. We don't have to drag people down and shame them and get rid of them all the time. It doesn't mean that they're shit. It just means there's room for improvement, or they can move on and go on to something else in their life. But why do we have to drag them down as human beings? We can criticize in the sense of wrestling. We can say, I don't think you're right for this position. This storyline isn't working for you. Like I started off today, I don't think she suits being a face very well, and she needs to work on her wrestling. But they can be worked on. And if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. But I didn't drag down Jade Cargill. We've got to lift these people up. We've got to have an attitude of raising people up, because it will come back to us. And even if you don't see it out there in the world, you'll think it. You'll think people are criticizing you, that they're dragging you down. And you might not have it now, but in years to come, when you're feeling at a low ebb, when things have happened in your life that feel like they're dragging you down, and then you think the whole world's against you because you've lived your life like that. You've lived a life where all people do is take the piss, try to shred you, try to tear you down. It's really important that you look after yourself and then you raise other people up. Yes, wrestling and talking about the goods and bads of wrestling is great and it's fun, and that's why we love it. But it doesn't mean we shred people to the bone and try and wreck their life and splatter it all over the internet and try and ruin them. So make sure you look after yourself. Make sure that you look after your mental health, your physical health, and you're not tearing others down. You'll find that it comes back to you. The brain will look for situations where it finds people looking after you, that people are raising you up. Don't get involved in these stupid Facebook pages or these groups where all it is bile and hatred and negativity. It happens in football, in wrestling, in all the different sports, all the different tribalism, religion, wars. It's all hatred and bitterness, that if you want to see a change in that, you've got to take part in changing it, in raising it up, in making it better. There's lots of stuff about WWE that I don't like. There's some stuff about AEW that I don't like, and some stuff about New Japan, but I don't want them to fail. I don't want to drag them down. I just want them to be better because I love being entertained by it. So the lesson we can take today from Jade Cargill: if you are getting negativity, if people are criticising you, if people are judging you, you keep going. If it's your dream, then you keep going. The brain's going to look for a way to make this something that should stop you, that should hold you back, because it doesn't want you to get hurt. Look for support, look after yourself, and keep going. Keep following the dream. Keep doing what you want to do. A few years ago, I was an alcoholic with trauma and health anxiety. And today I'm talking to you on camera, putting myself out there. And there's talk of me becoming a doctor in psychology. I never would have dreamed that. I always talk to my son about, I call it hitting the glass. And it means if you stand there looking at that pane of glass, nothing's ever going to happen. You can imagine where all the cracks might go, and you can see them branching off, and you say, well, I don't want that, and I don't want to go there, and I don't want one down there. But that doesn't mean that's where they're going to go. You won't know until you hit the glass. And hitting the glass, it might not be the thing that you want to do. It might be a college course that you're not sure about, or an event with a group of strangers, or a new class that you join in. But you don't know where that might lead. That class, say a pottery class, could turn into meeting two people that are really interested in building a business around sneakers and trainers that you love. And all of a sudden you've gone from making pottery to two new friends, and now you've started a business around trainers or sneakers. You could meet your future wife there, future husband. You could meet anybody. You don't know what's going to happen. But the problem is we sit still and we go, that'll never happen, and that'll never happen, and that will happen, so I'm definitely not doing that. And I don't like that, and I don't like that. And it's all negative. It's all a judgment of what you think is going to happen. What Jade did, she hit the glass. She started playing basketball. A few years later, she's main event in WWE matches. How could she possibly have seen that coming? She couldn't. She had to hit the glass. So that's what I'm saying. I don't know where this is going to take me. In 2 years' time, I could be doing something totally different. But today, I'm hitting the glass and I'm seeing where it takes me. So I hope you've enjoyed the Kick Out show today. As always, it's not about hitting the mat. It's all about the kick out. Thanks for watching. If you're working on your mindset or dealing with anxiety or depression and really want to look after your mental health, come and join my free group. It's called The Locker Room on School. That's SKOOL. So get that app, come and join me. I offer one-to-one coaching, great community, lots of games and lots of wrestling analysis. I'd love to see you in there. The link is in my bio.